Wait, hold on. Crom was just on a big Season 3 Gladiator mount, wasn't he? Wait. Druya, can you back up out so Crom can mount up on that thing? I've barely seen these things around. I want to see that thing close up in personal. Gonna be big stun. Druya might be in big trouble. Gonna be that full survival instinct. Trying to survive the damage out of this unholy Death Knight. What is even going on? Why is Crom doing this much damage? Got himself the grippy hand. That's gonna be the pet rooted way out far. Crom still chasing. He doesn't need no pets. He doesn't need no ghouls. He's scary by himself. Oh my goodness. Gonna be that frenzied regen with the thorns. Crom looking for that druid. What is this toy you got going on? This man is literally looking like the shadow of death incarnate. Getting hit with a maim, gonna be IBF immediately, just burning through all his defenses just to see if he can stay on Druya as best as possible. Stun. Does he have any big go? His pets is continuously getting rooted. I don't know if that's exactly what he wants to happen. Maybe for Druya, that is maybe a big denial of damage for Crom. I have no idea, to be honest. Barksing up for Druya. Crom chilling behind the pillar. Does get a chain of ice into the druid. Gonna be a pet getting empowered. Trinket as the main comes down. Does he have himself a big go potential versus Druya? He's trying to see if he can blast right through him. Gonna be Druya with the Ursels trying to keep the Death Knight and the pet at bay. But eventually the Death Knight should be able to get the pet and Druya in the same place. I think the pet does quite a lot of damage. Gonna be Druya taking a little bit of damn. Is that potentially a Soul Reaper trying to get himself a bit of a heal? And it looks like Druya is going to have to go for a bit of a reset, maybe a flash cut behind the pillar. Crom so far has been really, really aggressive with Druya, as Druya is completely out of mana. Wait, how did you get out of mana? Are you just healing yourself the whole time? Is that what's going on? I've literally seen Druid out of mana like that before. Gonna be Druya going for a trick at main with Crom. I think gonna go for a full cyclone. Gonna be a pet stun though, as Crom gone. Is CC'd, but his pet knows exactly what to do. The pet and him are linked. They're connected. Druya under a ton of pressure. Fleshcraft can interrupt it, so it's going to be quite a lot of recovery for the druid, which is exactly what they need versus this aggressive Death Knight. Druya, I think, might have a lot of those festering wounds built up on him. For Crom, this could be the next big apocalypse, and that's going to be a trick available for Druya in case things go rough. Stun while in bear form, choosing to trick it out of it. Gonna be full grippy hand. Druya again using the boxes to just kind of kite around the Death Knight. But it's actually going to stand up next to him for a second. I don't know what they were trying to do. Full survival instance, so we go to follow. Druya, maybe they have a fleshcraft available. Next to Trump for Crom could potentially trigger a fleshcraft. Druya is actually under a ton of pressure. Does go for the root onto the pet as well as the Death Knight. There goes the fleshcraft. The Death Knight can't really stop it. And Druya, that's exactly what they were trying to go for. Some kind of a CC reset, get himself a full fleshcraft to maybe get a recovery. Crom with yet another IBF, trying to get some damage on Druya. No trick by the druid. Does get an Ursels. No SI this time. Crom yoinking him back in. Does he have anything to follow? Try to stay ahead of the druid as best as possible. Does he have another grip? That's gonna be Druya walking on Death and Decay. Lots of dots. Pets still empowered. More pets joining him. Does he have yet another grip? Or maybe a grippy hand at all? Try to slow down Druya as much as possible. Stun around the corner. Does he stay on him as well? That's gonna be incarnation out for Druya. Do they have a potentially a prowl? Druya around the corner. Can I get around actually? Could be it. Oh man, that was a long duel, boys. Running for 9 minutes. 10? That was a long one. I feel bad for Crom gone. I mean, the druid really wanted to win, so you gotta give him credit. And you know what? In some cases, players just need to do whatever they can in order to win a duel. But like, usually in the end, it's, you know, usually it has a payoff. There was just Crom trying to see if he can play. Try to see if he can beat the Feral on mobility. You saw the man change the strategy. He's literally running where he knows the Feral's gonna go. He's literally almost running ahead of the Feral in some way. Crom out to fight versus Facile now. Using the death pack to get himself a little bit more health. AMS up in case things really go bad. Potentially could be big damage for Crom. Facile, seeing the pet get empowered. Big A-bomb. It's actually a huge extra red. I think Crom is just angry at this point. And so is his A-bomb. Just clawing with the Facile. Wall is up. Mortal into Crom with a fear to follow. Hannah go down to get it set up for Facile. But it's just getting absolute rampage by the pet. Crom yoinking Facile back over to him. Trying to see if he can cut him down. Facile trying to see if he can back up out of there. But I think it's over. One more hit. I think it's done. Death Coil. Oh. Secures the dash onto the Warlock Kiosco. Up next, lobbing him grenades versus Crom as he goes for Fleshka. Gotta be able to swing around with a disengage and a quick harpoon muzzle. Does get through the shield pretty quickly. Stun into Crom, has IBF and cooldown's come back very, very soon, but I don't think he's got much to work with. Maybe one more death streak potentially, but Crom is just at no health whatsoever. I think it might be over at 44% dampening. Does that thing can only do so much and does get taken down. Kiosco walking to DK as he got not much going on at that point. It is rough for sure. Sharp gonna be up next, playing that Kyrian Boomy, trying to stay ahead of Kiosco. Oh, dropping down. Hopefully it doesn't mess up his burst. Trying to go for big star surges. Gonna trick it out of it. His Kiosco still in trouble. More star surges to follow. Big damage out of Sharp. Just going for the most instant cast ever. Trying to see if he can sprint after Kiosco. It's gonna be charged up, slowing him down. Let's get him some full incarnation. Kyrian Druid apparently is really, really spooky. Kyrian Boomy in particular with incarnation apparently is really spooky. Every minute, massive burst. Oh my god. Sharp is gonna have to go for a bit of a reset though versus Kiosco. Kiosco, ooh, getting hit with the thrash. Sharp is really quick on that bear form or cat form thrash just to get the bleeds out to Kiosco. That's really, really good. Sharp continuing to get the damage and stun. Comes over Barks gonna be friends with regen as he gets really, really low. Kiosco with massive explosions. Ooh. Taking him out. That was a tough one. I feel like if dampening wasn't super high, I think Sharp would have lived that go. And I think maybe that's what he was relying on. I don't know. He didn't even have a trinket by then, so not much you can really do about it. Kiosco does get hit with a bit of damage from Suwa. I don't really know how to say his name. It's like Suwa. H is pronounced. But it's going to be a Harpoon versus Kiosco with the Death Tracker. There it is. Taking him out. Who's up next? We also still have Jesus and Resisha. And it looks like Resisha is going to be up versus Suwa. Going for that ambush. Suwa trying to see if he can back up out of there. Going to be grapple hooked by the rogue. Suwa trying to go for a bit of a feint. Removing some of the dots from Resisha. But I think the killer shot is going to have him gone. Potentially, big pistol shot, possibly. I think it might be over. Yep, there it goes. We're so high to dampening any bit of burst. It's killer. Loixia going to be up next, disarmed by Resisha. Does go for a trinket for it though. And Resisha is going to grow into a Cloak of Shadows as the Vendetta is rolling on him, trying to reduce some of the magic damage he's taken, poison damage in particular. But the bleeds are going to go through. That is by Resisha. Loixia should be able to see him either way. That's going to be Resisha trying to see if he can back up out of the cheap shot. And that's going to be a very, very DR. Resisha, I think, trying to go for a Shadow Mill for a second. Get a shot into Loixia as he goes in for a full defensive flash cap. Just trying to see if he can survive the burst. It's going to be a Resonance Trinket. Evasion, but Loixia is going to be able to walk out of there. Resisha trying to keep the bleeds and dots rolling is going to keep himself in combat with the Slime Pet. It looks like Loixia is going to go for a complete possible reset. Sprinting after Resisha. If maybe he's able to. Could be a sap for sap. Phantom Knights does get them both out into combat. Get a shot into Resisha. Could be pretty deadly. Loixia, if he has himself for Shiv, that's going to be Resonating Trinket. I think Resisha might be in big, big trouble. Unless they had something for it. I think it's over. Once you get the dots in, it's done for. Jesus dropping down the A-bomb is going to get hit with a blind. But the pet should be able to catch up to the rogue. One of the pets leaping after him. Still dots rolling on Loixia. Might be able to get himself a proper reset. But the dots, I think, should still get him out. Jesus dropping down Death again. Does end up clipping the rogue Shadow Step. And he does go for a candy before. Jesus goes off behind, goes off the ledge. It's going to be a trinket. Human racial allowed Jesus to yoink back the rogue next to him. Empowering the pet. Stun around the corner. And I think for Loixia, it might be over. Loixia got himself Vendetta. Just drop it down to Jesus. Is going to get the Death to back up out of there. He's kind of letting the pets finish off this rogue, though. That pet just does all the damage for you. That's crazy. But it's going to be a Kraga, last one left, 15 minutes, 64% dampener, 0 healing, big banner up. Jesus, does he have every defensive to live through? Does this get himself the Aegis Trinket? But it's going to be no magic damage on a Kragar. Nothing magical about that. It's just pure raw chat straight. The Jesus is going to get clobbered as Kraga doesn't have taken him out. Man, that was a long duel. Crom, hell of a game, burned 2.1 million damage into the Pharaoh alone. That is crazy. Well, no, actually Facile too. And a little bit into the Hunter, just a little bit. But that was crazy. That Pharaoh lived for so long, 10 whole minutes. Eventually dampening caught up and the DK decided to be faster than Pharaoh. Faster than the speeding bullet. That's nuts. Let's get another one going.